Interesting book. But is it a book or is it something else? Look at that. There's a house there. And there's a ring you've got to pull there. So what will happen when I pull the ring? Well, let's try, shall we? Have a tug and then let go. Oh my goodness. An earthquake. That house is in trouble, but look, it survived. It survived. Let's do it again. There's a little wind-up mechanism, and then, ooh, it's got the shakes. The dancing house. I've been looking at house toys, but not toys as you know them as houses. The actual house itself has got to be a toy, rather than toys sitting inside houses. And there's quite a number of them. The earliest one that came across, I suppose, which I see time and time again in Nuremberg, were little sets of houses made of wood, which you had to assemble, and the smallest of them by a long way was this little charming little matchbox set which the Germans do. This is the sort of stuff they love. They show you all the little villages and so on you can make with it. Then you've got about 6 or 8 pieces in there, I think it is, and you tilt the pieces out, and you've got these little figures here which have got windows and side doors and various things like that. You can stack them up as they show, one of the ones here, they show a sort of tower there, which is quite fun actually. Or else you make them along here like a village, but in each case you must make sure the houses have little roofs. So there we are, let's put some roofs on them. This is a typical little small child's toy, learning to construct things using its hands and getting dexterity, and this is the little village they can make at the beginning of a village when you get all the pieces together like that. Charming, and then it all fits back into a matchbox. Isn't that sweet? So house toys, toys that are making houses and things all about houses, have been around for a long, long time, and they're particularly popular in Germany. I see them in the wooden halls in Germany, stand after stand, showing beautiful constructions of it. Here's one that's made of plastic, and that's on top of a pen. So there's a pen you write with, but the top of it has got, well, it's not quite a house for a human being. It's what they call a bird house, actually. When you push this, out comes a bird. Cheep, 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 cheep. And when he finishes cheeping, slap him in again and carry on writing. But I like that. Just push the little chimney in and like that. Out comes, oh, now he's jammed him up. Oh dear, there we are. Pops out and does a few tweets and then goes back in again. So a little house on top of a ballpoint pen, where I can get it to fit. There we are. That's a nice one. Occasionally I come across pictures which are so extraordinary. They are of real full houses, but that you've never seen before. And this is a good example from 30 years ago. Some multimillionaire owned a great chateau and insisted on making a hot air balloon shaped exactly like his chateau. And there's the final results. Here's a picture of his chateau, and this is a hot air balloon with a flame there filling it up, and lots of vans and so on around it. And it was probably all packed up in that originally when it started, but a complete chateau of a complete balloon of a chateau that this man owns flying across the field. I'd love to see that in action. What a marvellous idea that is. So that's the biggest house I've ever seen. Well, the biggest balloon I've ever seen for that. Going back to the wooden toys, something that the Germans very often indulge in, which is taking wood and doing the minimal amount of taking away. So that these ones have left the bark on the tree, which is nice, and then they've cut with very clever little drills that make square and oblong holes, little windows and doorways and houses and entrances and exits and things and arches and so on. So it makes a little village of those, but all done with natural wood where the bark is left on. When they first came out, sometimes, if you're lucky, there's a little bit of moss growing on there as well, which made it look very special, I think. So I do like houses which are as close to nature as they can be for the verb construction. So that's a nice one, isn't it? You're making a little corner of a house there, of a village. But the last one is this marvellous book from Jan Pieńkowski, who I met when he was suddenly become famous with his marvellous book, a Polish artist living in Barnes when I was in Richmond, and he has made the most amazing book here. This is quite my favourite pop-up book, I think, of all times. I don't think anyone's ever exceeded it. It just takes you through a house that's full of action, where you pick up things and open things out, and there's all sorts of awful things inside. There's a spook that's come off there, but he should be just haunting you there. There's things you've got to pull here. That's right, we will pull that. Look at the cat's eyes and the eyes of that wicked-looking witch, perhaps she is, moving up and down as you do that. And goodness me, what's the next page? Oh, this is the kitchen. Yes, one of those in it. And then every doorway here opens up to new things, and there's things in the fridge. Oh goodness me, what a mess! Oh, disgusting. And there's things over here. You've got to pull that, and what happens there? Oh, that's coming out of the washing up. Beautiful, wonderful. Very, very well designed. And paper engineering. Look at that. So when you open it up fully like this, absolutely superb. This is one of the living rooms. Looks like. Oh, the clock has to turn around like that. Oh, that's right. It turns like that. And there's all sorts of weird screens. That's quite nice because it's making the fire appear to be alive there with the cat sitting in front of it, getting warmed by the flames. And this is sweet. Little birds on the wall. It's a very common thing to have a little display of birds hanging on a wall, but to make them animate like that is something else. And you come up to one of the bedrooms upstairs and see all sorts of spooky things. And spooky things. Oh, look at that. Oh, goodness me. Oh, my goodness. What's in here? Oh, even worse. Oh, goodness, spirits. And yes, well, there we are. And that's the top of the attic. Look at that wonderful, monstrous, great big bat suddenly flying out across there. So, a wonderful book to read all about the haunted house from Jan Pieńkowski. I don't think it's ever been bettered for surprises and for artwork and for the paper engineering. But I do like house toys which show play value and are really houses.